Broadcasting live from sunny South Florida, this is KMA Talk Radio. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of fine cigars. Your KMA crew, the Italian Scallion, Paul DeGracco, Alex Tavella, a.k.a. The Goat, and always telling it like it is, Honest Abe.
I like to smoke them like the Winston Churchill, like John Kennedy, yeah. Remember Coach Red Auerbach, pumped up for victory, yeah. Well, you can take my wife, you can take my car, but you can't take my big cigar. My cigar.
Good morning to all our loyal listeners, libertarians, and lovers of the leaf. Honest Abe here with my trusty cohorts, the Italian Scallion himself, Paul DeGracco, and the GOAT, Alex Tavella. Man, did I pick the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Wow. That's an intro.
Yeah.
Reference?
I don't know.
Oh, wait, I know what it is, too.
Oh, terrible.
It's a movie, obviously.
Terrible.
Give me a hint.
I ain't going to give you a hint. Someone's going to get it. One of our
yeah,
fans.
I'm scrolling through the comments, but nothing. Actually, they're behind.
It's
so.
the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
Is it a Bill Murray quote?
No. He's dead, actually.
I know it, though.
He's dead.
Nope. There it is.
Bill Murray's
Jeff
not
Walsh.
dead.
Jeff Walsh.
Airplane.
No, the guy who said it.
Oh.
Airplane, yes. What a week.
Yeah, we got a bunch of people.
What a week it was. You know who would have gotten that quote?
That's,
he whose name we
that's
shall not say. Another
yeah,
reference.
he would have. He would have got that
that's
quote.
true. In a heartbeat.
What a week.
There's a lot of great quotes from that movie, man.
Classic.
Oh,
I grabbed a cigar last minute from my vault behind me. I didn't.
Is it a white label?
I haven't tried one of these.
Like,
This was a TGS.
No, that's it. Oh, you cut it already. Yeah.
Yeah, I already cut it. Yeah. This was a TGS. I guess the reallocation or the last allocations of the CQ2. I think it is.
That was a good one.
I haven't had it, so I'm going to try it.
The Anti-Goat actually sent me one of those.
Speaking of the Anti-Goat,
wow.
still have it.
Very nice. I still have mine as well. He sent this all coast.
He made those?
This was when he was just Vince. And he was,
Yeah, this is when he was still just Vince.
Yeah, before he took on his alter ego.
He insisted.
I was going to say.
He insisted on sending a bunch of koozies for everybody who packed the Great Smoke boxes.
Wow.
During the Great Smoke. So.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we should have had Alan Rubin on this week. It's been a very interesting week for the fake Alan Rubin.
Well, tell me what is the deal? Why did
the
GOAT
GOAT
unleashed everybody on?
This was his instigation.
Well, Alan Rubin has definitely, I think, been the most popular person on the Smoke Inn Social Facebook group this week. So essentially, it stems from
mistake.
No, not by mistake. So it stems from a conversation we were having in the Whereby chat, and Alan Rubin let it be known that he doesn't actually, although he is a member of Smoke Inn Social and other cigar groups, and I'm letting this out there for all you Facebook cigar group admins, Alan Rubin actually joins groups and then unfollows them so they don't show up on his feed because he says.
Why would you join a group then?
Well, so he can look and check in whenever he wants, but it doesn't show up on his feed. So I said, in order for Alan Rubin not to miss out on some of the great stuff going on in the social group, let us all do a social experiment and let's tag Alan Rubin in all of our posts so that he can then be notified when posts go up in Smoke Inn Social, therefore not having an excuse to miss any posts. And it went rampant, man. It was great. Alan Rubin got tugged at everything. So, I mean, he complained about it. I'm saying it was probably one of the top 5 best weeks of his life. I don't know if he's ever had that much attention, So,
did you see my post? Did you see my post this morning?
I did. Yeah, he threw a little weird shot at me last night. Some I guess he claims we're cultish. So, you know, I fired back and
Yeah, but I took your
fashion.
image.
I saw that. I saw your image, and now we have a singing, dancing fat bastard, Alan Rubin, floating around on Facebook.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So congratulations.
I don't think it's too much.
Happy birthday, Alan. And you know, we appreciate you, man.
Yes, everybody. Let's wish Alan Rubin, the fake Alan Rubin,
The fake Alan Rubin, Alan Rubin of
very happy birthday,
Santa Clara fame. Apparently.
Mark, that is a good idea, Mark. I will do a video in the near future of everything in the vault, though it's a lot. But right now it's like in disarray, so I'll wait till the next time I organize it, and I'll unload whatever's in the bottom section there, so I don't have to get on my knees. I'll put it on my desk, and we'll do a video of what's in the vault.
Oh yeah.
I spoke to Alan Rubin, the other Alan Rubin, the fake Alan Rubin, during the week, because I was out of the loop with what was going on because of the craziness in my life, and I was like, "What did you do? Are you okay? Like, who did you piss off?" He goes, "I didn't do anything. Blah 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 blah." And then he told me this whole story. I was like, "Wow, man!" I was like, first of all, don't just never. If you're gonna do that, don't tell anybody. Why would you go and tell everybody? Now, I mean, he's still getting tagged. I saw him all day yesterday still getting tagged. This is going on for, a week now?
Yeah, I didn't put an expiration to the social experiment. So, you know, feel free to tag Alan Rubin, the other Alan Rubin. Although I have to say the other Alan Rubin is almost becoming the Alan Rubin. We talk about him more than we talk about the actual Alan Rubin.
My question is, how many accidental tags went to the real Alan Rubin?
I'm sure there were a few. Hopefully he gets a kick out of it.
Now, in my head right now,
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you watch shows and they like rewind and you hear that sound, that's what's going in my head right now, because I want to rewind a little bit, Paul. The craziness in your life.
Oh, I mean,
Do share. Yeah, due to the craziness in my life. I'd love to switch one days with Paul.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Tell me the craziness of your life.
We are, currently, as you can see, I'm not in my normal home office. Maybe you can't tell, but I am.
Yes, there's no unmade bed behind you, so we know you're not in the normal place.
There is, because last night, instead of sleeping on an air mattress, my air mattress was deflated by my sister-in-law's cat as we walked in last night to her house in Georgia at 11 o'clock at night. Apparently the cat wanted to sleep with me. So
you're in Georgia.
I am in Georgia right now, making the trek up to New York. We're going to do the summer in New York again. And
so you're not here. You're not here all summer.
All summer. Paul the Aristocrat is
until August.
He is enjoying the summer in the Hamptons, of course.
The Aristocrat. I'm sleeping in my parents' guest room and my mother-in-law's guest room while we're there. It's not like we're renting a mansion by the beach,
Alex,
or anything.
You know, our lives are so unhectic that we should just be able to leave for a whole summer, not have to worry about anything.
I can't even leave for a weekend.
First of all, I'm going to be working. I'm working while I'm away.
It's what you call work, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you haven't worked since COVID started.
Seriously, go ahead.
And then we decided we're building a house, as we discussed on the show, that's not going to be ready until the fall. But I had an awakening a week ago that I have a bad feeling that in the fall the housing market's going to crash because of all this tax talk with capital gains and whatnot. So since we're going to be out of the house for 2 months, we took everything off the walls, staged the house for sale. So had to do a bunch of work in the backyard. So for the last 10 days, we've been cleaning up the backyard, cleaning up the inside of the house, taking things off the walls, moving furniture around, stuffing closets in the garage so that it's showable. And in July, we'll be showing the house while we're gone. So we don't have to get the kids and the dogs out of there every time we show the house. Now, if it sells quickly, which we think it might, then I don't know what we're going to do, but because the house won't be ready till October at least.
I'm hearing that rewinding sound again in my head. You were sleeping with a cat?
No, I came into this room.
And there was a cat that was on your bed.
I came into this room. She has two cats. She has two cats.
So cats seem to like you.
Now, cats love me, I guess.
Oh,
but
so you are a cat person.
It was on the air mattress, and it was kneading the air mattress and popped it. So I got to sleep on the floor last night. And this, on top of all of this, I thought I might have COVID because I've been coughing and sneezing and all this stuff.
And took a road trip across state lines with COVID that you thought you had.
I don't have. I don't have COVID. I don't have COVID. I was fully vaccinated, so I just have an upper respiratory infection for which I have antibiotics for, and here we are. Listen, man, I was gonna ask your opinion. This is a true statement. Like, this is no show talk. I was gonna call Abe and ask his opinion about whether or not to put the house up for sale, because we don't have to sell the house for the new house, right? So we did that purposely. Like, we stayed within a certain budget and all that, so that we could just keep this house, move the kids over without interrupting their lives, and then sell that house as soon as we're moved out. But I had like this epiphany that, I don't know, I was freaking out about the housing market. So I was like, you know what? If we can sell it, we'll try to get them to close later. And if they won't, we'll just figure it out. Like, we'll find a place to stay. So I was going to call you with your opinion, Abe, because I felt like you would have said, keep the house, don't worry about it. But I was nervous.
Exactly what I said. Keep the house. Can't go wrong. Look, I kept every house when I moved to Florida as I moved. And the only thing I finally had wit's end about it was dealing with tenants. Because
that's my issue.
Ronnie, yeah, but I had two other houses. I had two different tenants. It was a nightmare, you know.
Right. So it's
But I went many years. It wasn't a nightmare, and then I just had like a year and a half, 2 years of like the worst tenants ever, and I'm like, I'm done with this. Fuck this. And especially because Emily had left me and Ronnie had left me. And they kind of handled a lot of that crap.
Right.
So
they were on top of that stuff.
Yeah. So I didn't leave it, but one house in the current market and whatever. Real estate's not going down, and when it goes down, it goes back up. If you don't need it, if you don't need the income or the money right now, I don't think you could park money in a safer place than putting it in a house, especially where your house is. You're in a good area.
The problem is, though, we're gonna need it eventually, because I'm gonna want to do stuff like put in a pool and stuff like that. The new house doesn't come with a pool. They don't do pools in this new build. Then
you sell it. I mean, it just just depends. But if you cannot sell it, I mean, I don't know what your mortgage situation is. I'm sure we're not going to talk about this publicly on the air, but you can generate revenue that'll lead to those things too, and then you could always borrow against the house if you want to do that. I mean, there's financial ways to be savvy about it, Paul. But if you could find a way to keep it, I would right now, because I don't see real estate.
We're going to see.
I don't see real estate going down soon. There's just no way. There's too many people still moving here and coming from out of state, and I just don't see it happening.
So you had an epiphany and an awakening at the same moment.
I guess so.
In the middle of a COVID scare.
Yeah.
Abe, you can also add Paul to the list of people who text me and ask me where to go get a COVID test, and I give them the easiest place on the planet to go get a COVID test.
What is with that?
And they go somewhere else.
Alex,
wait, because it closes at 6 p.m. though. It closes at 6 p.m.
There's a guy that works from home. It's like he's got a fucking schedule.
Seriously,
I have children,
but we say this all the time, because throughout COVID we've had employees who thought they were sick. We need to go, and Alex has a connection of probably one of the best labs in town. You can show up.
They test there, right?
Not even that. No, it's all in house. You come up in your car. You don't even have to get out. They walk. You call them. They walk out. They do the test, and typically you get an email by the end of the day, and that's not the speed test either.
It's not a rapid test. Yes,
it's not a rapid test, and you'll get the result by the end of the day next morning, like clockwork. These guys are these are the guys that are processing other people's.
Right.
I was going to say, this is probably where my place sent it.
Right. And every time he gives the contact out to somebody, nobody goes there. It's like mind-boggling.
Is that true? No, I was fully planning on going there, but they closed at 6 p.m. and I wasn't going to be able to get there by 6. That's the only reason why.
They open at 8 a.m.
Paul works.
What is going on? What is going on in your life? Who works at home that you can't get in the car and drive 5 minutes from where you live, literally 10 minutes tops, between 8 and 6 p.m.
Listen, man, there's a lot of stuff going on.
All right.
With the kids and work and getting the house ready. I was on a time crunch in the last 10 days, but we did it. We're in Georgia now, and what we do is we kind of stop along the way. So we stop at her sister's house in Georgia. We have family in Charleston. We'll stop there for a couple of days, and then we'll make the long trip up to Long Island, and I'll be there until August. But I think August 1st, we're going to head back down because Axel starts school this year, preschool. So
just according to
Here we go.
According to Apple, I sent Paul the address at 11 a.m. Just saying. Just saying.
Right, but I was working all day.
12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had about 7 hours to get there. So.
What is going on with Chris Daniels? Do you see this? Like he keeps coming in and off.
It's a Facebook thing. It's not doing it on mine. It's a Facebook thing. Mine just stops comments, honestly, for some reason for like 30 minutes, and all of a sudden posts them all up.
Yeah, that's so strange.
But yeah, very interesting week today. We started our week by our, Italo, our dear friend and head of shipping department, collapses in the store. We take him to the hospital.
Oh, is that what happened? Yeah. Okay, good. I want to hear about this.
He just collapsed. He's still getting test results. He's been home. He's been discharged. He's not clear to work. He actually stopped by yesterday. It was good to see him. But we just want to make sure before he comes back that the doctors, clear him and he's okay to come back to work. Yeah. But then Wednesday night, I had my first accident, and I can't tell you how long. Just completely.
Well, tell us what happened there, because you were on your way home from work.
I was on my way home. It was really funny. I was on my way home. I'm in the car, and our operations guy, Matt. He like, it's kind of like a ritualistic thing. Sometimes we'll just like wind down, and he'll walk me to my car and talk. We'll talk about what's going on in the day. And, sometimes we'll stay there for like, 5-10 minutes just talking about stuff. And it happened yesterday. It's Wednesday. I even said to him, man, I wish you had just talked to me for 3 more minutes. Right. 3 more minutes. I literally came out of our complex right here. I'm at the light to get on Gateway. And I was actually on the phone with Ronnie Haisha. True story. I'm on the phone talking to him. He had tried calling me twice during the day. We had a hectic day. Shipping has been working literally double shifts. So anybody who's watching us, who's a smoking customer, be patient. They are working diligently to get all the Memorial Day sale orders out and orders that came in after that.
Right. Nights and weekends, not just double
nights. Nights and weekends. So we're hoping to hopefully be caught up by Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Especially if Italo comes back, that'll be a big help too, because we've also been a man down in that department. So I'm on the phone with Ronnie. I'm at a light. Gateway Boulevard is a major intersection. Very dangerous. On one side, guys are
right by 95 there.
They're barreling off on 95.
People come off 95 like they're still on 95. It's like downhill.
And on the other side, it's a bend. It's a turn that comes. It's a street that comes around a bend to turn. So but I'm waiting at the light. I get a green arrow. So I start coming out, and I start, when you're turning left, you start looking left, Mm-hmm. Man, next thing I knew, it felt like a train hit me. I just got in the car. My seatbelt wasn't on. My head ends up being on the floorboard of the passenger side. The guy hit me so hard, and I got a big truck. It spun me over the median into 2 other cars. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, into 2 other cars. And by the time I'm first off, my phone is flying somewhere. During all this wreckage, the rolling, the turning, the smashing and smashing again, Ronnie doesn't even break stride in the conversation. So,
oh my God,
my windows are down. I'm talking through the car speakers. So I'm on the floor trying to get my orientation back, and Ronnie's having a conversation with himself that everybody could hear. And I'm looking through the phone. This goes for at least, when you're in those situations, you're disoriented. So it felt like it was an hour, probably at least a minute, 30 seconds to a minute. I'm looking for his phone. Right, this guy's just having a conversation. And if you've ever talked with Ronnie could talk to you for probably about 5 minutes before he realizes that maybe no one's on the other line anymore.
Right.
Keep talking. I finally managed to find my phone under the car seat, and I just said, "Bro, I've been in a wreck." I hung up. And by the time I got
back 80 times.
No, he texted me.
He's probably still talking. Probably.
Yeah, he's probably still talking, right? So by the time I got out of that car, there was no other car. That car never slowed down. You want to talk about the low of low, right? What kind of person you are, what kind of human being you are. This guy caused a 3-car pileup and didn't even hit the brake. There was no brake sounds when he hit me. So he was coming off a Gateway. There's 3 lanes there. 2 lanes. Our cars are parked waiting at the red light. This guy obviously is in a lane that either he thought he was going to beat the light or whatever, or wasn't paying attention, but didn't even hit the brake. Goes through me. They never caught him. It was a gray. There was 2 witnesses. It was a gray. You know, when you get out of the car too, if something like that, I don't know if I did something. You know, at first I'm like, did I do something wrong? Because you know, you get an arrow, you act
right. Was I looking at the wrong light?
Right. Yeah. Right? You act. You know, without even thinking about it. I'm like, did I just make a turn without an arrow? You know, and then by the time I got. And the reason why no one chased him down, because when I got in the car, I'm trying to see, is this my fault? All the cars are still there. And so the light just turned. So no one could have even followed this guy to get his license plate number.
Because they can't get through the intersection.
They'd have to blow off a red light.
Right.
I mean, they were there for at least a good couple minutes by the time I got out of the car. So no one chased him. And it was a gray old model Cherokee. Anybody in Boynton Beach, if you know a friend who's got a gray old model Cherokee that's got a lot of damage to the left front quarter panel, let me know. There's a reward in it. But yeah, this guy literally took off and never stopped. And I thank God I got a little nose bruise over here. It's already going away, and just really jacked my shoulder and neck. But nobody.
I was gonna say you got to be sore.
I'm banged up like I played a football game. You know. The 2 other parties, knock on wood, were okay. You know, they got the secondary heat of the damage, but they were okay. And the guy's still at large. What really bothers me about the whole situation was the cops got there lightning fast. Now, somebody claimed that the car that hit us, they could see it. He had pulled over, I guess, either to check the damage of his car to see if his car was drivable. And as the cops walking up, I'm telling him, hit and run. There's the hit and run guy. The guy's ignoring me, yelling, please step back towards your car. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to tell you, there's the hit and run guy. Guy never does shit. Guy gets back in his car and takes off.
Wow. So he knew. I mean, it wasn't like he was wasted and didn't know that he hit something. He was.
No.
I mean, there's no way he
bro, even if you're fucking wasted, you run into an Escalade, you kind of know you hit something. You got to.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Tim Chi says the rumor is he's the guy that stole the Mega Saka Squatch from the store. That's funny.
He didn't want to call attention to himself.
Yeah. He didn't want to call it him show. Well, we got an interesting guest today. Gonna be coming on at 11. So, stick tuned. If you're a big fan of this guy's got a great following. Guys who think he's hilarious. We have actor and comedian Vic Dibitetto coming on. Should be good. It's going to be coming on the second hour after the break. Alex, were you able to get a hold of Saka? Is that going to happen
Saka,
today?
No, he refused our request.
Wow. Because of the connection?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, he
quite
just wants
quickly he refused our request.
I think he just wants to wait till he gets back to be safe. He don't want to, wind up going in and out and whatever rant he plans on doing.
Yeah, Saka had posted on his own that he was going to do this live broadcast of an envelope that we had sent him twice. We sent it twice. And then started texting us at night. Hey, what are we doing? We're like, what are you doing? We don't have no idea what you're doing. You made a post.
What are you doing? Right.
Yeah, what are you doing? We were reading it like everybody else. And then his Wi-Fi there was real bad, so he decided to punt. So Alex said, hey, maybe you should just come and do it live on KMA this Saturday. And he punted. Didn't want to come on the show.
Yes, correct.
To his defense, he was very busy. He was taking a trip today.
Oh yeah, I think he had to go over to Jalapa or something.
Going to Jalapa.
Yeah, so he's kind of on the road. Maybe, I don't know. Could have just been a punt excuse, but who knows?
That's true. It could have been an excuse. Yeah. He does he know what's in the envelope?
No.
I'm gonna venture to say no because he's been so busy. I mean, if he was paying attention a little bit, he might have figured it out by now. But he's been so busy, I don't think he has a clue.
He won't know.
I don't know. He's a little savvy. I think he knows what the envelope normally has in it, but
I don't think he knows about the gold envelopes at all.
He might not. He might not. He's been in
and he's very cautious, thinking that we're duping him again with something.
Yes,
Vince, we said it twice because the first one they claimed he never received. So it showed delivered. It showed delivered, but.
So some USPS employee has a gold envelope.
So he goes through the trouble of bringing it to Esteli with him on his trip, which he was commenting on throughout his trip on Facebook, and then won't open it while he's there. So he's going to bring it all the way back to the States.
Well, he's a little worried about the Wi-Fi and whatnot there. Understandable.
Yes, Coop. He is in Nicaragua.
Didn't we say that?
But
we weren't talking about Jalapa, Georgia, Coop. I'm just saying.
Is Coop on? Let's bring him on early. I want to talk about his trip.
I asked him to come on. I have not gotten a response from him. Coop,
Yeah,
you're watching now.
Yeah,
He's watching. He'll be on shortly.
Let's talk about your trip. We got another half an hour to kill before Vic comes on.
Yes.
We tried.
You guys saw Coop, right?
Just so you know, we actually tried because he was in town. We tried to get Vic for the Great Smoke 2020. It was the very last minute. We don't know if we even our reaching out to him actually even got to him or not.
To anybody was supposed to, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it was, I had the pleasure of having dinner with him and Vinny and a couple other guys that are shooting the movie down here in Miami, Gravesend, which, by the way, Perdomo Cigars is like all over that movie, so it's very, very cool. Yeah. So I got to sit next to him actually personally. I had dinner next to him, and that's how we got him on the show. So it'll be a very interesting show. I'm looking very much forward to it. If you don't follow him. His comedy is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Paul, do you follow him at all? Have you watched any of his stuff?
Yeah, I know it was a long time ago, but I was a huge fan of his since he did that Milk and Bread skit. So because you know how it is when in the Northeast, especially when a snowstorm's coming. I mean, if they just say it on the news, you go to the store and there's no milk and bread, completely empty shelves because everybody's stocking up. Everybody's grandmother.
Why
buys
milk?
6.
I don't know.
Because they won't be able to go out and get it.
Right, so you got to get bread and milk. You got to get bread and Vic's great. His YouTube rants are top notch. He's a great ranter for sure. Maybe we can get him on one. We'll see what happens.
I wonder if he's got like a spit splash screen on his dashboard on his car. I don't know. I've seen him do videos, man, with his spits just flying out when he starts yelling.
He gets very heated sometimes.
He
But
does.
we have some cool background on him too about what he did before and a couple of his big breaks. So it's going to be cool to talk to him for sure. In full disclosure, Coop is watching, but he's not answering my texts and he's not logging in.
What did you do, Paul? Did you
I don't know,
critique
maybe
him again?
Probably. It never goes
Did you
well with
critique
Paul.
Coop again?
Probably. Coop, we
Paul
formally apologize on behalf of
something about a
Paul.
month ago, and
It's never been the same. The relationship,
It's never been the
critique him.
the
same.
relationship has suffered since then. Honestly,
I didn't critique him. I gave him a suggestion based on my years of experience on something, and not about cigar reviews or his writing or anything like that. I gave him a small little. It wasn't a critique. I wasn't like saying it was bad. I
was
just
it
gave him a
something you learned at Daddy Daycare?
No.
was
But
it something
what's
you
funny?
learned at Disney?
No. But what's funny? I gave that Daddy Boot Camp textbook to my brother-in-law who lives here. He's not here. He's away for work. But we brought it here for him, and I was looking through it because I never. My wife's not here. I never opened it. We didn't do the Daddy Boot Camp that day because nobody showed up for it, and I never read it. But I was looking through it today, and let me tell you something. I should probably post a couple pictures from it because there's some weird stuff. Like it's just, I don't know. It's stuff that you really should just know. You're right. Like there's a lot of stuff in there that you should just know. But in my defense, I had never changed a diaper before.
Did you say I'm right?
I did say you're right.
Okay.
I did say you're right. There's some cool stuff in there, I guess, but
So unnecessary, Paul.
well,
Did you say in your defense you never changed the diaper before?
I had never changed a diaper before, and I wanted to learn how. And I wasn't going to try on somebody else's kid. I wanted to watch somebody do it.
You wanted to learn how to change a diaper.
Alex, did you know how to change a diaper before your son was born?
No, but it's two little sticky things. I mean, it's not a.
I didn't even know that. I didn't really know exactly. I don't know.
You think you would have to?
I didn't know you were supposed to
have to bobby pin the two sides.
You know the.
Have you ever
box.
wiped your own ass? I mean, it's kind of, it's not.
The
I
diaper
didn't-
box comes with instructions.
And I was nervous about if I had a girl, like, you got to wipe a certain way and up and down and whatever, like, Coop's doing a machine reboot.
Just
and
go
he's
with the
coming
grain,
on.
Paul. You go with the grain.
I mean, I would trust Alex's opinion more than yours.
Oh.
I changed more diapers this morning than you.
That's fair.
I've changed 2 diapers, maybe 4
I
tops.
thought you said 4. Yeah,
I said maybe 4 tops. One of my kids got shorted, I'm pretty sure. One of them got shorted.
Well, it was probably for the better.
You know, when you have 4, you can't remember.
True.
Now, I'll tell you a funny story, though. My parents, I should have bought them. You guys would have got a huge kick out of them. Maybe I'll post them on Facebook later. My parents came to visit Thursday. So my mom used to have this double frame, all right, of me. And one was, I was probably literally 5 months old. Looked like a Gerber baby. I'm literally posing like unbelievably. And another was me probably at the age of 2.5, maybe 3. And I had long curly hair like down to my shoulders, which is a whole other story within itself. So one of my trips over the last 10 years, this is when you know your parents are getting old. One of my trips over the last 10 years, I saw this frame, and you know, these are pictures are almost 50 years old, 45, 50 years old now. So, you know, they're stained, they got holes in them, they're brown, they're discolored. So, and they're 8x10s. So I bought them back to Florida and I had them personally retouched up, redone. I mean, and they look like they were taken yesterday, brand new. So after, as a gift, I had given my mom these 2 pictures redone because I took it from her house. So my mom, they come to Florida. She's like, I bought a surprise for you. She had, I guess, found the envelope that I had given her 8-10 years ago. Forgot I had given it to her. Thought she had just found them. And she thought they were the original photos. She framed them and brought them back to me as a gift.
And re-gifted them?
I'm like, Mom, I gave you those as a gift. Those are yours. So I'm like, you didn't realize like how stellarly like modern and new and recent these photos look like? Yeah. So she was like, oh, I can't believe I just did that. Yeah. So she wrapped them all up. But at least she framed them now, and I know they'll go up. But
right.
That's funny.
She did take them back. She didn't just.
Oh yeah, I have the same ones in my house. You know, for my my kids to look at and whatever. We made them, but yeah, it's literally me at 5 months into it. I'm gonna, when I go home, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I want to see those.
Yeah, I'll put them faced back to back. I'll post it on KMA and the Socialite group.
Can you tell it's you?
Yeah.
Like some babies, you look at them and you're
even
like, oh my God,
even at 5 months old. Seriously, I mean, like literally,
this?
Huh? Dude,
were you doing this?
All I could say is, you would think that I was the Gerber baby. Literally, same pose. I have the exact same pose as the Gerber baby.
That's great. You missed out on a career.
Except I think they got me to do this or either this, like at like 5 months old, 6 months old. It was like unbelievable. Yeah. Big head.
You were probably walking at that point.
Big head.
Right.
Big head.
Weighed 80 pounds.
Yeah, I know, literally.
Yeah, exactly.
Alan Rubin's watching, by the way. Just want to point out that Alan Rubin's watching. Hi, Alan. Happy birthday, Alan. By the way.
If everyone. Go ahead.
I was just going to say another interesting cigar-related thing is the Pope has hit. There are still some left. Not much left in mine. Been enjoying them.
Ooh.
But yes, there's still some of these left. If you haven't had a chance to try it once, I highly recommend it. If you were a big fan of the original run, basically everybody I've talked to says these smoke phenomenal and pretty much are on the ball from the original blend.
Absolutely.
Check them out. There's still some left. So, in cigar news, a
lot of happy birthdays for Alan right now.
He's a birthday boy. Coop is on?
Yeah.
Bring him on. Let's see how his road trip.
Hey guys, good morning. Sorry about that. I had to reboot the machine, and so my apologies, and I would have been sooner.
Now you are officially back home.
I got back home. Yeah, I got back home Wednesday night.
And tell us about the trip. 13 days wasn't enough, from what I read.
Yeah, I mean, so there were 2 parts of the trip. There was the first part where I was in South Florida, and then the second part I was in the Orlando area. The Orlando area was family vacation, which we really haven't done family vacation in about 2 years. So, we had my kids down there. We had my wife's brother down there. My father-in-law's down there. And we typically rent a house in between Orlando and Daytona Beach. It's the same house we rent every year. Just because my whole clan, it's too much to stay at someone's house, and we don't want to stay at Disney. So, so that part was very much family vacation. I went to Jeff's store, did a show. I went to Hustler's store and I did their show, and that was pretty much it. I didn't do any cigar stuff on the Orlando leg.
Really?
Yeah, really. It was family time with that one. Yeah.
I do gotta say, Coop, you're looking pretty snazzy in that shirt today. That's kind of a fancy
my pro cigar shirt. Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's the pro cigar shirt. Yeah.
Snazzy.
You know, no. So it was good. So yeah, I mean, literally, when I saw you, I was coming up from Miami to drive to Orlando. I was on my way to Orlando after we were at the store that day.
So was I.
Of course, you were in Disney. You were in
Disney, Paul. You were in Disney, Paul.
Well,
I was in Disney, and I got a free night, and I stayed another night.
Wow,
how cool was that? It was like Vegas.
So, Paul, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do a whole summer without having access to Disney up in New York? I mean, this is serious.
Well,
I mean, this is a sacrifice you're making.
Think about that. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I am not a fan of Disney in July and August. One, it's when everybody goes there, but two, it's so hot. Like, listen, I love Florida. My home will be Florida forever at this point, but July and August are tough in Florida. So June, July, August, I could do without those 3 months. It's kind of like not dealing with like November through February on Long Island. You know, like it is. You can't go outside. It's hotter at night because the humidity is so high. It's just too much. So if we can work this out with the kids' school schedules for us to be up there every summer, I would love to. I mean, we're not at the point where we're able to afford like buying something up there, but would we rent something? Yeah, we'd probably do what you do. I don't know if we'd do a B&B or whatever you call it, an Airbnb for 2 months. It'd probably be too expensive, but you know, especially during the summer. But you know, for now we our families have big enough houses where we're not impeding on people too much to be there. So I don't know. I enjoy the summer on Long Island. Why not? I work from home now, so we could kind of be anywhere. I could go visit the Posners in Alaska if I really wanted to.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, with my day job, I have a similar type of thing I can do as well. This trip actually.
Did you move to where you are because of that, Coop? Because of your job?
Yeah. Well, it was the problem was I was living in South Jersey and commuting to New York, and it was a 2-hour commute, and it was a lifestyle thing, and I was paying about $14,000 in taxes. This is 13 years ago, so $14,000 in taxes is a lot and I was like, I'm not happy. So there was an opportunity for my day job to go to Charlotte, and we took it. We took the opportunity because. And it turned out I'm really glad I did because I probably wouldn't have never gotten an opportunity at the time with the company I was working for to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lifestyle change when you leave the rat race, as they call it, in the big cities, like commuting into Manhattan every day.
You haven't moved with Kit yet. Abe, you moved with Kit.
No,
I've moved in Florida with kids. But
it's hard moving with kids. Yeah, it's hard moving with kids.
I have to commend my incredible wife,
who
literally moved us twice while I was out of the country or I was away. Like I had 2 long trips. One was I think a week, and one was like 2 weeks. And like I had gone, the moving started. I came home. We were in the new house. God bless her.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens when you marry right.
No, I agree. My wife, my wife moved us. She handled the logistics of the move from New Jersey to North Carolina. I would never have been able to do it.
Which is not an easy move.
No. We had 4 kids. We had 4 kids, and they were, they were younger back then.
Yeah, moving is listen, she handled the move, but it's still chaos even after you get in a new place. Alex just did it recently. Moving's never there's no fun experience.
No, there's nothing fun about moving.
Nothing.
I said to my wife, after this move, this is it. We're done until we retire and move into a condo.
You're retired now. So, in case,
I am. I'm kind of reverse snowbirding, aren't I? Oh no, I am snowbirding. I guess that's.
No, you're snowbirding, Paul.
Yeah, you're snowbirding.
Yeah. You're
So
snowbirding.
I don't know what to expect in our second hour and how long and how things might go with Vic and whatever. So Coop, do you have the scoop with Coop? Do you want to hit it up before the break?
We can absolutely do it.
In case we go long with Vic, or we're on a roll. I don't want to cut you short.
No, there's not a lot, but why don't we do it now? I'm totally game with that.
All right. Let me do the intro officially.
Let's cue him up.
Here we go.
Hey, yo, what's my theme music?
The Scoop with Coop. Breaking industry news. Hear it first on KMA Talk Radio and cigar-coop.com.
All right. We have.
Oh, there he goes.
Yep. Go ahead.
No. You go,
Live
please.
from the hills of the Carolinas, it's William Cooper.
Yes. Thank you, guys. So, it's interesting because this week, it's a slower week, and we get into this thing right now where we're starting to wait for products to be announced for PCA, and this is kind of where it gets to be a little bit of a chess game because there's agreements that are made with a certain publication that we won't name for exclusivity. So you're trying to.
Sorry.
So, and then there's announcements from companies that maybe aren't going to PCA as well. But there were a few things, and I think there were a couple that really caught my eye this week. Three things in particular. So first of all, one of the long-time annual limited edition series is the Camacho Liberty. So they have announced the 2021 edition of the Camacho Liberty, and that's a series that's been around for 20 years.
I was going to say it's got to be 20 years old because I remember 2002 was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
of that whole.
And 2002 is the official launch year that they've had it. So that was this is the 20th year they've done it. So, and if folks aren't familiar, it's a release they come out with around Independence Day. They come in individual coffins. This year's release is a little different. So most of the time, those releases have been those 11-18 Figurados.
Yes.
That are kind of puffy in the middle. They're going with a 7x48 Churchill this year, which I thought was interesting. That is, so that's a little different because, like I said, the 11-18 has been the majority, all of them of that. And it's a multinational blend, Ecuadorian wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and fillers from Dominican and Honduras. So there's going to be 2,550 20-count boxes in each of those 20-count boxes.
2,550?
Yes.
What an odd number.
What an odd number, yeah. I don't know. And the coffins come in 20-count big boxes, so there'll be 2,550 of those. You can expect to start to see those probably around the 4th of July next month.
All right.
So this is one. This is actually one that's really exciting to me. I normally don't get too excited about releases, especially limited editions. But there is one of the great limited editions is coming back, and it's been on hiatus for a while. It's the EPC, the EP Carrillo short run is coming back. So I was very, very happy to see that one is making the comeback. Because when Ernesto Perez Carrillo Jr. formed EP Carrillo, every year he would come out with a limited edition series called the short run, and do a few sizes of a blend where he didn't have a lot of tobaccos. And he was starting to do those from 2010, and he was doing them through 2016. FDA came in. He kind of put the project on hold. But he's bringing it back this year, the short run. And what's interesting about this is he's going back to the old EP Carrillo packaging from when the series first started. So you're going to see those black, red, and yellow and gold bands that were on the original short run. They're officially calling this the Retro 2021. It's not clear if this is a retro blend or not, but it's definitely retro style. And the short run is going to be in 3 sizes: a 5x50 Robusto called a short play, a 6x52 called extended play, and a 6x60 called long play. So it's kind of like going off the theme of music, which if people know, Ernesto was a drummer. And these cigars should start hitting the stores in about a week. So
To me, that sounds like maybe some old packaging was found.
That's well. Hey, look, we've seen it happen before. Hey, you can't
Look,
deny
don't
that.
don't get me wrong, because I don't want to say anything out there. I mean, I'm not saying the cigars are old. I mean, you can make brand new blends of cigars. But if I'm a manufacturer and I come across some, we change our pack. I wonder what we could do with the.
These bands are hanging around. Yeah.
Got to do something with them better than throwing them out.
Yes. Yeah.
But I like it. Sounds like they're putting it to good use.
No, even Pete Johnson was very forthright. He came out with this thing called the MBS FK, which was a short little Tatuaje monster based on the Freddy Krueger blend. And he basically said he had the extra Freddy Krueger bands and he wanted to do something with them. So he put it on this little size cigar. So it has happened. People talk about that happen.
It happens all the time. Why throw stuff out if you can put it to good use?
Right.
Yeah. Yes. So, nothing gets wasted in the cigar industry for sure. I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
Nor should it. Nor should it.
Right.
Yeah. No, nor should it. So, go figure. Exactly.
What else you got, Coop?
Last one, and this is again kind of it's a line extension, but it's actually a line extension off my 2018 cigar of the year. So I'm pretty excited about that. Jerry Tobacco has the Aladino Corojo Reserva line. It's kind of a bolder Honduran Corojo Puro that they use bolder tobaccos. It's become one of the more successful lines. They are adding a box press Figurado, which is the first box press they've done in this particular line. And that is starting to ship retailers as we speak. It's a 54 by 6 1/4 size cigar. I was smoking it right after I did the show from Justo Aroa's office. It's very, very good. 10 count boxes. It's a pricier cigar at $16, but you can start to see those at select retailers in the next few days. So those are shipping.
Cool.
Yep. So that's the news for this week.
That's
very light week for news. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. That is a scoop for Coop. Make sure you. Is Paul there? Paul's texting. You can't do both at the same time.
No.
Hey, I got a question for you. Actually, it's kind of news because I was asked this. I may miss this. Poplarville, Greenwich Village sold out, right?
No.
Oh, it's still available.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's like under maybe 80, 70 bundles still left. The majority of it is gone.
Yeah,
we've got some put away a little bit for us for maybe some future projects or vintage room, but yeah, there's still some available. But it was a phenomenal sale. It was a great launch. A lot of people who were big fans. Pope was one of those things that kind of had its little cult group following.
Yeah.
And especially I think Kevin Shahan honestly stirred it up the most. He started talking about it. He loved the cigar, and then guys who had had it remembered it because it's been about 5 years since the first launch. So there was a nice turnout, and they've been landing everywhere. Everybody so far has been very happy. All the feedback we got from everybody has been great. So once again, another great project with Drew Estate. We're very happy and excited that we're able to get this out there again. I'd like to do it again. I mean, honestly, this is another one of those cigars, if we could convince them, that I wouldn't mind seeing an annual drop like Red Meat Lovers.
Yeah, I tell you,
only because literally it's my favorite like Vitola of our microblend series. I mean, this is my size. I got this lined up to smoke right after the one I got now. I mean, this is my size. This is the cigar. This is the size I personally now enjoy the most. The furthest size I would have enjoyed the most if you talked to me 15 years ago, but this is where I'm at these days.
I actually smoked it the night I got to Orlando. You'd given me a couple of them, Alex, and you gave me a couple of them. And I can tell you, it was as consistent as I remember that cigar when it was first released. Really, they did a great job on keeping that cigar to what the essence of what it was meant to be. And I agree. I love the size as well. I thought it was a great. I thought that it's normally I like a little more of a ring gauge, but if I'm gonna have a 40, because I'm known as the Lancero hater, right? So, but I actually like when a Lancero is a little shorter. So I kind of it's a 40 ring gauge, and I think that blend worked perfect with that format.
Got to hand it to the boys over at DE.
Yeah.
Before we go to the break, got a quick question because I've been struggling with something like the last couple of weeks, right? It's not a big deal, but I want to see if anything comes to mind to you guys because this is like something that I continually go back to. Is there something you miss in the world today since post-COVID?
Wait, I don't say it again.
Like, is there something you feel that you miss that hasn't returned to normalcy or part of your daily life, and you're like, man, that has changed because of COVID and it still hasn't gone back?
Yeah. Yes, there is.
What
I'm
is
afraid
it?
to tell you because you're going to make fun of
It's
me.
something Disney related. We know what it is.
It's not. It's not
What is
Disney
it?
related.
What is it?
My wife and I are entertainers. Like, we like to have dinner parties, have people over, and even if it's not a big dinner party, like have like a big group of friends over.
I've never been
and,
invited
like,
to one of these. Have you, Alex?
That's a lie. That's a lie. You would
I haven't
definitely
either.
have been in.
Never got invited.
And
I've been
Alex-
invited to your kids' parties.
I have a child, and I've never been invited to Paul's kids' party. Just saying.
No, I invited you to the last party,
No,
didn't I?
no, you did not. I didn't even know you were having a party. I just
think I
knew that
texted you.
Paul, we weren't having a show because Paul had to go buy balloons and shit.
I'm pretty confident
That might be true.
Coop-
That might be
Coop's
true.
never been invited.
I've never been invited.
Well, Coop
Oh,
lives
good.
300 miles away. What?
Hey,
I'm going to invite
I
you
will
to
make. I will make a trip for a Paul
And you-
dinner
and you-
party.
You
See
owe
that?
Coop. You owe Coop, especially for whatever it is you did to him.
No, that was all cool. That was no. Paul didn't do anything. I heard of that.
No,
that-
it's okay, Coop. It's okay. You don't have to be political and nice. We know. We see it. We feel it.
No,
But it's all right. We know.
No, it's
Paul it's
But-
dinner parties and hosting people at his house that he doesn't invite any of us to. Get it? Coop, how about you?
Well, I mean, I'm starting to get it back, but obviously I did miss the in-person road travel that I was doing for a long time. I'd always be in different places, and not that I liked the physical act of traveling, but when I got to the destinations, it was key. And look, I'm changing a lot of that right now. I've changed a lot of that. I do some of it, but now I'm a little more careful. And not as much anymore. So. I don't think that's ever going to get back to normal for me. I mean, I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. I don't think I'll ever get on a plane again without a mask. So,
Really?
Yeah.
I think there's a percentage of population that's going to wear a mask forever. I mean,
I'm sure.
I
You
don't know if
Go
I'll wear
ahead.
it forever. You didn't see me wearing it a lot down there. I mean, so.
No.
But, you know what? In an airport, I always wanted to wear a mask, right? And, I always felt
Well, you always
doing
get sick anyway. You always get sick anyway. Every time I go get on an airplane, and even
That's
times
the
when I was
problem, yeah.
flying, 20, 30 times in a year, I always got sick.
how about
Yeah.
you, Alex? Anything?
No, I mean, listen, honestly, down here, it's been kind of, I mean, we're pretty much completely back to normal. So I don't know that I really miss anything at this point. It seems like we're back, but I'll tell you what I don't miss. I live on the second floor, and I don't miss getting all the way down to my car and then in the car just to realize I forgot to put a damn mask in my pocket and have to turn around and go run and find myself a mask because I can't even.
I keep one on my rear view mirror hanging all
That's
the
what I
time.
do.
And
I do the
leave
same
it there
thing.
just so I don't do that. I'll tell you what I've been missing, and then we'll go to break, and then we got Vic ready to come on, so it's going to be an awesome hour too. But I miss movies. Man, they are holding them all. They're holding them all back. There is no good. Me and my family love movies. Weekends, my wife and I and the kids will get on the couch. There is nothing being released. I mean, like nothing. I mean, forget even just the theaters, which we would go to if anything good was playing. Even just at home, there's nothing. They're all B-rated movies, and they're okay, but there's nothing great to watch. I'll tell you, I can't
agree.
wait for that to go back to normal.
Right. I agree.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I know people that have gone to movie theaters and they're empty, because they're open now.
I don't mind
It's
that,
just
but tell
not
me
the
what's
same.
worth going to a theater for.
Right.
There's no.
Nobody's putting them out. They're all. I mean, I can't blame them. They've invested a lot of money. They're waiting to, put them out when people go to the theaters. But God, man, it's like there's nothing out there. It's dry. It's bone dry. All right.
Yeah.
So listen, everybody out there, stay tuned. Hour 2, Vic Dibitetto. It's going to be an interesting show. We also got the season 2 of Tale of the Tape and As the Record Spins by Avo Cigars, all coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Surgeon General warning. Cigar smoking can cause lung cancer and heart disease. Currently available at your favorite cigar store, the Romeo y Julieta Reserva Real Nicaragua is another fantastic collaboration between AJ Fernandez and Rafael Nadal. Landing a #1 cigar of the year of 2020 by Cigar and Spirits magazine, the Reserva Real Nicaragua is handcrafted at Tabacalera AJ Fernandez. This Nicaraguan Puro is a medium to full-body cigar that is packed to the brim with flavor notes of leather, coffee, and red pepper, which pairs nicely with a spiced rum. Available in 4 sizes, Romeo y Julieta return to prestigious form with the Reserva Real Nicaragua that should be enjoyed by all. Surgeon General warning. Cigar smoking can cause lung cancer and heart disease.
Paul.
What?
Commercial time.
Oh, God. Oh. How nice to see you here when I'm sleeping. You know, Honest Abe likes originality. He doesn't like repeats. And I like to sleep with a glass of Bonner Private Wines next to my bed so that when I wake up in a cold sweat because I forgot to do something for him, I have it here to relax myself. It really is good wine. See, Bonner Private Wines is a partner with KMA Talk Radio, and that means they're a partner with you. You can try any of their wines by going to KMAWines.com. You can try their 3-pack wine sampler. You can also try one of my favorites, Sunal. It's from the 3rd highest vineyard, altitude-wise, in the world, 8,950 feet. And it's delicious, goes well with a great cigar. So check it out. And I'm going to go back to sleep, and hopefully Abe will not yell at me today. But first I'm going to finish this. Okay, you guys can go now. Okay. You don't see the teddy bear, right?
No.
Okay. That's all I need.
I didn't expect a new clip.
No.
But I do have to tell you, I'm analyzing that one a little more now, right? So
Do you
love
like
the
it?
Clyde's Maids t-shirt doing the Bonner wine
With the
commercial.
wine commercial, yes.
I hope you got a little like side money or
Right.
something for that because
I actually didn't even. I was literally in bed, and Stephanie's like, "Did you do a Bonner commercial?" I was like, "Oh fuck!"
thank you, Steph, for trying to at least let him do his job. If it wasn't for her.
And we didn't have any wine left or wine open, so a little movie prop that was Coca-Cola that had gone flat. It works. Looked
So-
like wine, right?
The other thing I was going to ask is,
Okay.
did I see your wedding ring like around a chain?
No, it just late. I take my jewelry off at night.
Oh, okay.
So I laid it on top of it.
Okay, I was like,
Oh, no.
are you one of those guys that wears his wedding ring around your neck? Because that was going to open a whole new can of worms.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
sure sign that marriage is over, right? When they do that, I've seen that.
All right,
I know a guy that's been married for 20 years that wears his wedding ring around his neck. It's the
dude.
weirdest thing.
Yeah, don't get that. Anyways, let's not waste any more. Let's play a Meet Your Maker intro because
The maker of comedy, absolutely.
he's the maker of comedy, and let's get on to our very special guest of today's show.
I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell.
It's time to meet your maker.
It is our honor to bring to KMA Talk Radio Mr. Vic Dibitetto. Vic, welcome to the show.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for saying my last name right. Thank you.
Which is amazing
tried.
because, I mean, in what do you know? Whatever you met Vic, it was a couple months ago, Abe, and you immediately got his name right. It's 8 years later, and he still can't say my name.
Well, he's a man of significance. I have to get his name
I was
right.
just going to say.
Fair
That's
enough.
why.
How can I not get his name right? So, Vic, thank you for joining us on a Saturday morning. Love having you. One of our first questions is, you refer to what you do as donkey comedy. What is donkey comedy?
I'm the donkey of comedy.
The donkey of comedy.
Yeah, there's no other comic working as hard as I am. I'm doing this 35 years, stand up. I started at Pips Comedy Club in Brooklyn, New York. I'm doing this so long. The first night I went on stage, Andrew Dice Clay was the MC.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
And people think I'm an overnight success. I'm not. I mean, I've been doing these videos since 2009. And one of them happened to go viral in 2013. That was Bread and Milk. And I built my following using the social media. Here I am, the 60-year-old chooch who used the social media to get a following. And it's been great. I have over 1 billion views, 1 billion views with all my videos put together. I have 2 million followers on the social media. I'm co-headlining with Dice. I'm doing shows with Dice. I'm in a TV show called Gravesend. That's where I met Vinny. And I got this opportunity. Vinny asked me to do this. And everything else has been great. You know, the pandemic came. That threw a wrench in things, but it could have been worse. There's a lot of guys that, you know, they had to give up comedy, get a day job. I was able to get through the pandemic because of my live performances, which would totally wiped out from my calendar. That's where the videos came in. I monetized all my videos, and it got me through. And now my calendar's booked up again to the end of 2022.
Nice.
I'm blessed.
Great.
I'm really blessed.
God bless. God bless. So you seem to relate to your fans, and I think a lot of it is because, one, you say a lot of things that maybe not many people want to talk about, but you do it, and I think you connect with a lot of it. Were you always that way from when you were young? Were you just that open-spoken about how you felt about things?
No, you know what it is? I guess the pandemic, you know, it made me think and put everything in perspective. I talk about social issues. You know, some people are saying, oh, you remind me of George Carlin, which is a big compliment, believe me. But, I mean, he was my idol. Don't even put me in his league. I mean, as long as you don't say, I remind you of Pauly Shore. That's different. but then people turn, when I talk about, right away, it gets political. I've been called a libtard. I've been called a Republican, a conservative, a commie, a Nazi. How can I be all of them? People, I call out both sides, you know, and it relates. I did a video called Message to the Government when the pandemic first started about the $1,200 stimulus check. That went viral because it struck a nerve, because I say what people are thinking.
Right. You basically comment on stupidity no matter where it's coming from.
Break to get away from the comedy. You know what? You know, oh, you should stick to comedy. Who the hell are you to tell me what I could talk about? Why? Lenny Bruce, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, they never spoke about social issues. If you don't like it, don't watch me. That's all.
No, it's the truth. And I was going to say, what I do like about you is that you call out stupidity no matter where it comes from. You know, it's not like, you know, and that's what I think what people relate to the most in watching you, because I think there's a part of society today just doesn't want to acknowledge the stupidity and the complete and utter insanity that goes on in the world today.
And God forbid you disagree with somebody or you're not on their team 101%. Forget it. You what happened to the old days? You know, you agreed to disagree. I have Republican friends. I have Democrat friends. I have Red Sox fan. I'm a Yankee fan. I get along with everybody. You have your differences. It's crazy. The world is upside down. I'm just venting. This is how I vent and keeps me sane, other than the comedy on stage. You know, the videos is one dimension, the stand-up is another.
It's a release. It definitely is with a release. And I could totally relate. I've said it before, Vic. It just seems like civility has left humanity. Even just in simple things, holding a door open, saying thank you. Everybody's just, it's crazy. I mean, I'm not that, I'm older. I'm not that old, but just how I grew up till today, it's amazing how people have just lost the ability to be civil.
I can't even watch the news anymore. I
don't watch the news. I'm the same way.
Violence and negativity, and like you said, you hold the door up to somebody, don't even say thank you. You know, I dread getting in my car, driving anywhere. And it's all over. It's not just New Jersey. I've driven all over the country. I hate driving. I hate people. I hate to say that. I just love my fans. You know, I do what I got to do. You like me, fine. You don't want to follow me, don't follow me. But don't go on my page and announce that you're not following me. Just don't follow me. Who cares? I don't.
No. They need to tell you They have to.
At the end of the day, it's my fans and my family. That's all that matters to me.
No, there's this part of society that feels compelled that they have to tell you how they do not like what you're doing. It's not good enough for them just to move on and say, I'm not a fan of this guy. They have to publicly tell you how they're not your fan.
You know, if I don't like a restaurant, I don't go back to the restaurant. I don't do a review on the restaurant. That's all. Just move on. They want attention, you know? And me, I'm old school. You know, I'm like, you know what it's like. The old days, you got a problem, meet me outside in front of the house. You know, this keypad warrior, the Italian comes out in me. I just want to reach into the computer. People, I can't help it sometimes. My manager says, just don't acknowledge, because once you acknowledge, they win.
I've taught that to my kids. I said the worst thing you could do to somebody is erase their existence from your universe.
Yep.
Make believe that they don't even exist on this planet.
Just ignore them. I'd rather be told go fuck yourself than be ignored.
Absolutely.
I agree. I completely agree.
So, you know, you talk about your old school, and I just want to share a story because I'm an observer of things. I catch minutia, details, moments in time. And I had the honor of actually sitting down at a dinner with Vic. We actually sat to my right. And because I want to go back to your history and how you grew up that led to where you are today. But I'm going to tell you, there was a pasta dish that was served at the table. And I don't know, I'm going to know if Vic will remember what it was. But when he saw it on the table, I saw this man transformed into like a 12-year-old boy. He was so excited about it. He couldn't believe it was there. And he, you know, everything was being passed around. So, you know, he put some in, and then it sat there for a while. And like, no one is anybody wanting the rest of this? And he took it, and literally, Vic, you became a whole different human being. I felt like I was really looking at you, and you were like a 12-year-old kid. You remember what that dish was?
Linguine with white clam sauce.
No, it was the pastelinis.
Where was this?
This was at Cafe Monterano's.
Oh my God, that's right.
They served the pastelini. I saw you transfer. You couldn't believe they served it. They're like, "Is that did he make pastelini?" And you got so excited, and you were like a 12-year-old boy. I was watching you. You transformed in front of me.
That place blew my mind. That place is a restaurant, a disco, and a movie theater, all in one.
All in one.
Food kept coming out. I mean, at one point, Steve made eye contact with me from behind where he cooks.
Yeah, he was cooking right next to us.
I was waving the white flag like, I give up. I can't. And he goes like this. My God. Let me tell you, I'm born and raised in Brooklyn. I never had food like that in my life, honest to God. And when people say you get good food in Florida, they don't know what they're talking about.
What was it about that dish? Where did you go when you were eating that? Because you went somewhere. I watched you, man. You were like, seriously, he was like reminiscing, like he couldn't believe. It was almost like this dish is not worthy to be served in the restaurant. Like he was in shock that he had served, because I guess it's like literally the most basic Italian dish you can make.
That took me back to my grandmother's house. We ate in the basement. And you had a picture of Jesus Christ shaking hands with Frank Sinatra. You know, you talk about upbringing. You know, these kids today, they don't know. Me and you, we are the last link to the greatest generation. You know, it's really. I told my wife, you know, after we go, you know, that's it. My mother-in-law, she's 85. When she goes, it's just me and my wife, and you know, my kids. They're in Scotland. I got two beautiful kids, but they don't know. They can't relate. You know, they were small. They were babies, but it brought me back to a time. It was a different time. It was a different country. You know, it was. It is what it is. What are you gonna do?
Tell us about your youth. How did you grow up? Big family, a lot of kids.
I was the baby. I had an older brother, an older sister. We lived in Brooklyn. My father was a garbage man. Everything in my house was from the garbage. We had a chair with 3 legs. Instead of fixing it, he said, "Put it in the corner. It won't tip over." You know. Brooklyn. Then I moved overseas to Staten Island. I got married. I had 2 kids, and now I live in New Jersey, which I love it here. The weather's not like Florida. One day it's 40. Today it's going to be 90. nowhere is perfect. But up to me, I'd be in Florida in a heartbeat. But my wife doesn't like Florida. Forget. Every time I go to Florida to do shows, I come back. We have arguments.
I was just watching a Memorial Day weekend video. I thought you'd be on the way here. Oh, we lost. I said I was just watching your Memorial Day weekend Facebook video. I thought you were already on the way here.
People, they actually believe some of these videos. They don't realize that I'm acting, that I'm comedian. Comments you get. I do the Yankee locker room where I pretend I'm the manager and I'm talking to the Yankees. Some people think I'm really in the locker room talking to the Yankees. Getting back to what you said before about stupidity in this country, it's scary. It's really scary.
I've made the comment, Vic. I said, you grow up and you're kind of afraid in the back of your head of dying. Oh, I'm going to die one day. And I've gotten to the point now where I don't know if I want to even see what society is going to be like 50 years from now. It's I have no idea, but I don't like it, and I feel for my kids they're going to have to grow up in it. To be honest with you.
Well, I won't have grandkids. My kids told me they're not having kids.
Okay.
I kind of understand why they're not going to have kids. Who the hell wants to bring a kid into this world? But you know what? I'm just a goofy guy. I'm trying to bring laughs to a world gone mad. The best compliment I hear is, man, you get me through my dark days. You got me through the pandemic. I watch your videos. It's good to have some laughter, Like last night, I did a show. I do meet and greets after my shows, and it's so gratifying, It's just nice to see people happy, It's nice. It's gratifying.
It is.
What is it like in the clubs now, Vic? Are people showing up?
Yeah, New Jersey is 100% now. It's no more masks. Last night it was great. It was great. I never thought I'd see this day. Florida, when I was in Florida, I said that the state motto should be, welcome to Florida. What pandemic? It was Port Charlotte. I did a place called Visani's. And now I'm going back. My manager books me in Miami in August. I'm like, what are you thinking?
Oh.
Why don't you put me in Vermont in February? I'm doing the Fountain Blue. I'm really looking forward.
Nice.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great place.
Love Florida. I do the Boca Black Box in Boca. I do Port St. Lucie. We're working on the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa. I sold it out in Atlantic City a couple of weeks ago. And the Hard Rock, they're all over Florida. The one in Orlando, the one in Hollywood. Hopefully I do one day. I love Florida. I really do. You give me the sunshine and a margarita, and I'm a happy guy. And a cigar.
What's your favorite cigar, Vic?
You're going to laugh. Promise you won't laugh.
I promise. And I can't promise, but I'll try not to.
I like acid.
It's okay.
No, actually, it's
a good cigar. Good cigar.
I tell somebody to smoke cigars, they look at acid. Yeah, I like acid.
That's only the aristocrats like Paul.
Right.
No, I smoke Cuba Cubas all the time. I just don't talk about it for the same reason.
As long as it's mild cigars. I don't like that. I like mild cigars. I don't like to get a headache by the time I'm done.
How did you get into cigars? Who got you into cigars?
My father, may he rest in peace. I never actually smoked with him. He died in 1988.
Wow.
On his birthday, I said this is for you, Pop. I had a glass of wine and I smoked a cigar and I was hooked. It's so relaxing.
It is. It's therapy.
People say, what do you like to do when you're not performing? I love when I got the hose in my hand and I'm watering the plants and smoking a cigar. Oh.
It's the simplest thing sometimes, right?
Exactly.
When did you know, or when did, growing up, I mean, I don't know what you did as an early career, or this was what you were working on early on, but when did it become apparent to you that this is something that you wanted to do or wanted to pursue?
Well, first of all, I drove a garbage truck, a dump truck, cement truck. The latest job was a school bus. I drove a school bus. That's why I said the donkey of comedy. But, it was like every other comic. I was the class clown. I used to make the kids laugh and the teacher turned her back. And, fast forward, there was a Pips Comedy Club had an amateur night on Wednesday. And a friend said, why don't you give it a shot? I went on stage. The needle was hooked. I'm like, wow, this is great. And then I started getting paid. I'm like, wait a minute, you can get paid to do this? kept at it. Fast forward, I'm knock wood. I'm selling out theaters and casinos all over the country. It's just the fruits of my labor is finally paying off. You know, I'm 60 years old. I never gave up. I never surrendered. When you have a passion for something, you know, I tell people, no matter what it is, just you can't give up. You got to forge ahead. You know, it's a brutal business. It's not who you know, it's who knows you, you know?
Right.
That's a good saying.
Right. Well, that's a similar story to, I mean, a little bit different, but to Rodney even, right? I mean, he didn't really become famous until he was in his late 40s, right?
Until his mid 50s.
Yeah.
You know?
And he sold aluminum siding.
Yes. I once drove listen to this story. I once drove my garbage truck to Dangerfields in Manhattan. And I told the manager, if I pick up your garbage, can you give me stage time? I parked the truck, threw the bags in, went on stage, did my act, went back in the truck to finish my route because my route was on Midtown Manhattan. Come on.
Oh, man, that's a tough route, yeah.
How to do that?
You know, it's funny because, you know, my kids struggle. They want to do things, whatever, but they don't understand. And I struggle with it sometimes. That's the mentality. If you want to do something, you have to find ways to do it. You can't, nothing's coming to your doorstep. Oh. You don't open your door one day coming on your house. Oh, look what was brought to me on a silver platter. You have to make your own opportunities.
And it's just me and my manager. It's just me and my manager. I got the greatest manager. He took my career. I mean, what he's done for me, and it's just me and him. Every day we fight the system. You would think with the following that I have that no movie producer or a TV executive would, wow, we should put this guy in a sitcom. His following's career would transfer to ratings. So that's why I use the social media. I'm my own writer, director, producer. I make my videos, and I got more eyes than some people who are in a sitcom. I have a huge following.
Right.
Social media, you know, I tell you, without the social media, I wouldn't have the following I have, you know.
Absolutely.
Would you equate like your big break into TV and film? Would you say that when because there's a funny story about how you got on Paul Blart Mall Cop, right? Didn't Kevin James call you personally?
Yeah, I'm in a hotel room in Albany. I'm doing the place called the Comedy Works. I'm in the hotel room. The phone rings, and it says caller ID unknown. Whenever I see that, I don't pick it up.
Right.
I picked it up. Yeah, who's this? Hey, Vic, this is Kevin James. I'm like, who the fuck is this? He starts laughing. Now, we started together years ago in Long Island. You know, we weren't buddies, but we knew each other through the circuit. Now I'm putting two and two. I'm like, holy shit, this is Kevin. Now I'm like Ralph Cramden. I'm gonna. He says, I got a part, not an audition. I have a part for you in Mall Cop 2. I'm gonna send you the script in 20 minutes. I'm like, holy shit! Now I got diarrhea going down my right leg. I can't fucking believe it. The script comes, and I'm scrolling to it. My character was Gino Cizzetti, and in one of the lines, he used the line that I do for a character I do. My Tony Gaga. I got a guy. You got a guy. He left that in the fucking movie. I couldn't believe it. Forward 6 weeks in Vegas at the Wynn Hotel. They put me up. It was what an experience. Kevin James, sweetheart. I mean, that's what I was saying before. It's not who you know, it's who knows you.
Absolutely.
Like that, I'm in a movie. Same thing with William DeMeo. You know, he's a fan of mine. Came to a couple of my shows. Boom, I'm in Gravesend. That's how it happens. You know, that's how it happens.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Kevin James actually comes into our store here in Boynton Beach and in Delray. So he actually is another cigar smoker.
He could sell and buy a house again, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. I don't know. But when he would it's funny in Delray, he would pull up in a scooter, come outside, take care of him, and he'd take off back to his house.
Regular guy. After each scene, hang out and smoke cigars. Regular guy.
Vic, I got a question for you. We have a little bit of 6 degrees of separation. Anthony Impagliazzo is a good friend of mine from South Philly. You did a movie with his sister, Monique Impagliazzo, and Crystal Tini, Turkey's Son. Yeah. Son. How did that come about?
That was great. And Sherry O'Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monique is a fan of mine. Same thing. She contacted my manager. South Philly.
That's right.
But let me tell you, South Philly is what Brooklyn used to be like. And it was great. We filmed on a street. It was a name, in between takes. I'm going in people's houses. They're feeding me. It's so great. And it won a couple of awards in some film festivals.
That's awesome.
I had a nice scene with Sherry O'Terry. Al Sapienza's in it. He's from The Sopranos. You probably know this Al Sapienza. That was great. I think now I don't know where you could see it, but that thing should have won further. I think not because I'm in it, because it was great. The whole thing was great.
That's awesome.
Is your hopes one day to have a sitcom?
I'd be lying if I said no, but look, I'm 60. I don't think that's going to happen, but I don't even need to be the main star. Just make me the uncle or the guy next door. I'll be happy.
Kramer.
Yeah. But if everything is the way it is right now, look, I got a beautiful house. I got a beautiful family. I'm healthy. I drive a Lexus. What more do I need? But I believe, would I like a sitcom or more movies? Absolutely. Hopefully this Gravesend will take off. Like I said, not because I'm in it, because I think this season 2 is going to be better than season 1, because from what I saw, the production, they put much more money in, and Armand Asante is in it, Andrew Dice Clay, William Rossi, Leo Rossi, I'm sorry. William.
Yeah.
Now he's got somebody from Cobra Kai that's going to be in it.
No,
so
it's
this thing might be the next Sopranos,
Yeah.
And I'm a regular member. I don't have a couple. I'm a regular cast. What a sweetheart. The guy never gets ruffled, never gets upset, and that trickles down. The crew, and you asked Vinny, the crew is amazing. I can't. We're filming again in Brooklyn. I think July or August. We're not done filming yet. I can't wait.
Yeah, season 1 had gotten cut short.
Yeah.
And they had gotten some extra funding, and I heard season 2 has been phenomenal. Vinny's been keeping us up to date. You guys were filming. In fact, when I came and met you guys down for dinner, and we've reached out to William, so we're hoping before it goes on Netflix, we can get him and some of the cast members on and just do a big show right before it launches on Netflix and let everybody know about it and hopefully blast it out of there. But I've heard nothing but great things about season 2. I can't wait for it to start.
Me too. It's a great experience. Here I am on the set with Andrew Dice Clay, who I started with at Pips in Sheepshead Bay, and I grew up in Gravesend. How ironic is that? Because Gravesend, a lot of people don't know, Gravesend is a section of Bensonhurst in Brooklyn. And a lot of mobsters, Carlo Gambino, they're all Sam and the Bull. Everybody is from Gravesend, all those guys back in the 70s and 80s.
Now, Vic,
grew up in Brooklyn.
What's that?
Coop, one of our news correspondents, he grew up in Brooklyn as well.
Vic, we followed like the same ads: Brooklyn, Staten Island, Jersey. Yeah. And then I moved to North Carolina. And
my manager's just outside of Raleigh.
Okay, I'm down in Charlotte. But Vic, where were you in Staten Island?
Rossville and Great Kills.
Okay, I lived in Eltingville.
Oh, my mother-in-law lives there by Pastosa on Richmond
Avenue. Pastosa on Richmond Avenue, yeah. Do you remember the Pastosa truck that used to go around to the neighborhoods? They had a truck, like an ice cream truck, and it would go around to different neighborhoods. You get
Staten Island. Only in Staten Island, a pasta, not an ice cream truck.
A pasta truck, exactly.
Oh, that sounds like my dream.
Yeah.
Paul, the last thing you need is more pasta.
I'm getting there, man.
It's so hot here right now. I could cook pasta in my pool.
Wow.
Because we switched over to salt water, so it works out.
So, Vic, we have a special segment called As the Record Spins by Avo Cigars. And Eddie Guerra from Avo Davidoff poses a question to our guest each week. So I have a very special question for you from Eddie. And we're going to go into that segment right now, As the Record Spins by Avo. All right. This is a special question for you, Vic, from Eddie Guerra. Is there a book or a life experience that helped shape your life?
A book?
Yeah. Was there something you read in your life or some incident that happened in your life that you felt was pivotal in shaping your life today?
Wow.
That's a doozy of a question.
Yeah, that's
Avo asks the deep questions.
Right?
Damn, that's like asking me, who do you like better, Pacino or De Niro?
When I get asked that question, I just say, watch Heat. Let me know.
It was on the other night.
Let me know.
Great movie.
I think it was the last movie where Val Kilmer looked normal.
Yeah.
Something happened to him. I don't know what he did to himself, but God, that was still when he was looking good.
Oh man. I guess a life experience when I was on the garbage truck and I got an infection in my finger. I don't know if you could see it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That was the flesh-eating disease. I wake up the next morning, I had the red line going up my arm. If that had went to my heart, I would have been dead. We went to the hospital, they debrided it, and I lost part of my finger. But it kind of put everything in perspective. I mean, when you realize you could have been dead and given a second chance, and that's when I said I gotta pursue my dream, So that's when my manager sat me down and he said, "Look, you don't need to be doing this anymore." And I stopped being a working class slob and I did comedy full time.
Wow, what a story. I tell you, I just said it this week. Sometimes there's no better life lesson than when you see your own mortality.
Yeah.
It happened to my father. My father, there was no childhood. They were raised farmers. They were 10 kids. I mean, they had no childhood. My dad was literally, they were a little village, a little farm village in the Middle East, and they would have the missionaries come through with the priests and the kids, and they'd come through and recruit people. And they always said to my grandfather one day, "Do you want to send any of your kids to be a priest?" My grandfather looked around. My dad was the closest one. He's like, "Yeah, take that one." And for 2 years, he went to the seminary to be a priest and eventually ran away because he couldn't take it. But, they didn't have a childhood. So my dad worked. That's all he knew how to work. And then, he got me to go in the family business with him for about 4 years, and I would yell at him. I would catch him on 2 milk crates, sitting in an aisle, straightening out cans of corn. And I would tell him, "Go home." "What am I going to go home and do?" "Go do something, anything." "I got nothing to do to go home." He didn't know how to relax and enjoy life. Yeah. And then he was an avid racquetball player up until his 70s. He loved playing racquetball, and he kept having a pain, and he thought it was from racquetball. And he finally got it checked out, and he had a tumor in his kidneys about the size of a golf ball.
Wow.
Luckily, they took it out and lost a little bit of his kidney, but thank God, no cancer, no cancer treatments, no signs of it coming back. But I'm going to tell you, that changed the man he was. My dad went from a guy who didn't know how to do anything to traveled the world every year, now takes 4, 5, 6 trips, wants to enjoy every ounce of life, before he leaves this world. And it sometimes those lessons change a human being. Let
me tell you something, guys. People like that are like caribou, and the herd is thinning.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I learned hard work ethic from my father. He would get up every morning, never complained, day in, day out, supported a family of 5 on one salary. So I guess that's where I get it. That's where I get my drive from, and, my passion, and to keep moving forward, because what's the alternative? Are you going to sit home and be miserable,
I'm from your school of thought. I'm a product of my father. In fact, I say that's where I get my work ethic and stamina. There's a guy who they didn't know any other way. They were farmers. I mean, they all worked, and one brother got to go to college. He went to the University of Chicago, flew overseas, became a doctor and a professor. But everybody else, tailor, carpenter, they were all, took trades. They all worked trades, so it's where we got it. And my job, Vic, I feel, and my goal is to do my best to instill that into the 4 souls I put on the planet. So that's all I could do.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
You know what? The apple doesn't, but sometimes it rolls a little. It doesn't fall far, but sometimes there's an apple that just rolls downhill for some reason. That being said, so Vic, what do you got ahead? Where can people hopefully find you, see you? You know, I know you have a Facebook page. I'm a follower. If you're not a follower of Vic's Facebook page, go do it right now because he's got videos up all the time. And half the time, I'm not going to lie to you, Vic, I'm having a rough day and I'll just hop on and one of your videos pop up. Sometimes it's all I needed, man. I need a 3-minute reality check, laugh a little, smoothes out the edges. So check him out on Facebook. But otherwise, where can people find you? Where you got going on?
The easiest thing is go to my website, vicdibitetto.net. But I'm
there you
all
go.
over the place. I'm all over Florida. I'm all over. I got Atlantic City. I got Long Island, Florida. It's all on my website, vicdibitetto.net.
See, there's a working guy. His schedule is not even 2 seconds from his hand.
No, I'm old school. I still got paper and pencil. Look at this.
Love it. I love it.
The worst comes to worst, I tell people just go to Google and type in VIC. Once you type in VIC, I'm the second most comic Googled. That most Googled comic, second most, something like that. But you know.
You're going to be at Governor's on July 10th, I saw. I think we'll be on the island for the summer, so I'll be there.
July 10th, Governor's. I mean, I could just rattle off all this, but it's all on my fan page. I got a flyer. I update my flyers. I got my website and the videos. And, you know, the problem now is with Facebook, they're messing with the algorithms.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, people who have a huge following, they're breaking our balls. They're limiting my audience, which I don't understand. Because my videos make them money. Why are you doing this to me? So I tell people, if you're not getting notified, you have on your own have to go to my fan page. Facebook, you know, as much as they help my career, a lot of times I don't understand what they're doing. It's like my manager, it's like a chess game with them. Every day there's a different restriction. They put you in jail for the stupidest things. Meanwhile, you go on the Facebook that they're showing fights and I don't understand. It's just a mess.
Started. Sorry, Alex. Go ahead.
Have they ever canned one of your videos, or you've been lucky so far? Yeah.
Copyrighted music. We always go to karaoke. We always use the karaoke.
Right.
Listen to this one. We posted a picture of a kid. He had his hand down his pants like he's scratching his ass. You don't see his ass. His hand is in his pants. We got punished for that.
It's amazing.
It started before the elections, and it's never gone back, and it's been getting worse.
It's then again, it's a private company, so you really, I mean, you got to play by their rules. Do I like it? No, but you know what you're signing up for. It is what it is. So it
is huge, but it is private. Yep.
We just play around. Plus, I got Instagram. I got Google Plus, the Pony Express, your sister's ass. I got all kinds of outlets. Alex Stern was the king of all media. I'm the prince of the social media.
There you go. Well, Vic, listen, I really want to thank you. Honestly, I know you're a busy guy for taking time, coming out on a Saturday morning, joining us, talking to our fans and followers for a little bit.
My pleasure.
It was awesome. I hope anybody who didn't know or didn't follow you after this show becomes a big fan. And hopefully, when you come back down here in August to film, we can break some bread again and get some more pastelinis over from Monterano's.
Definitely. That's the only place I'll eat on the East Coast. That place is amazing. Absolutely.
Can't go wrong.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir. Have a great weekend and best of luck, my friend.
You too. Thanks again. I'm going to text Vinny now.
Care.
All right. Take care.
My hero. This guy's my new hero.
What a great guy.
Awesome. Absolutely. Well, my hero.
He's so down to earth. I'm telling you, having dinner and sitting next to him for a few hours. Like I said, I mean, he's just real. I mean, I think that's what resonates with his audience, And when he got that, I mean, pastelini is just like butter and pasta. I mean,
Yeah.
It's a peasant dish. It's a peasant dish.
It's a little like pasta grain
balls.
almost.
Yeah, little round pasta balls in butter. That's it.
That's
and
it.
I'm telling you, I saw this guy transform. He got so excited over this, and it was like I was looking at a different person. So it was a very interesting moment. You know, sometimes you have those defining moments with somebody where you see a little glimpse of something. That was it when I was having dinner with him.
I didn't know who he was.
That's also a
Message Paul.
dish that you. Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
is that what you were asking? Okay.
Yeah, but milk and bread. I'm sorry, Abe. Go ahead.
No, I didn't get it. What did you say, Coop? You broke up.
I didn't know who he was until you know I looked him up and I'm like, oh, he's the milk and bread guy. And
well, funny story is I knew who he was, but didn't know who he was. So I
Right,
caught a lot of
that's
his
exactly.
videos. I caught a lot of his videos in his car and screaming, and I always found him funny. And then Alex walked in when we're trying to line up people for the Great Smoke. Nobody's working. You know, nobody wants to go do shows. People were still freaking out. And Alex runs to my office. Vic Dibitetto's in town. I know somebody. I'm going to reach out. We're going to see if we can try to get him. And I'm like, who's Vic Dibitetto? You know, and he's like, oh, this guy. You're going to be kidding me. I've been watching him forever. And, you know, obviously it didn't happen, but at least we got him on KMA. And cigar guy, love his cigars. And it's always good to have guys in the lifestyle and share a few stories and moments with them. So that was a pretty cool interview. I like it.
Of course, Vinny knows him too. So
well, Vinny knows everybody. Vinny's becoming like
exactly. Do we lose you, Abe?
Looks like we lost Abe and Alex.
Are you still there?
Yeah, it looks like we lost both Abe and I wonder if something happened in the studio.
We're back.
I heard a.
Oh, they're back.
There we go.
It was
you guys both it wasn't me this time.
We could hear you. Something dropped here, but we could still hear the broadcast. So that was very weird. But no, Vinny's becoming like a big Hollywood star. I keep telling him, when you're ready to move to Hollywood, let me know. I'll buy my stores back. All right. So this week, a segment started. It was last year. Did we start it last year? Late last year? Or was it this year? No, this year.
Early this year.
Yeah, so this year we started a new segment that just organically happened with the GOAT and Coop. We called it Tail of the Tape, and they had a hell of a first season. You can go back to our older episodes and watch, but every week they released their top 10 boxers of all time. And now it's time for season 2 of Tail of the Tape.
All right, Paul, go ahead and. All right, kicking off season 2 of Tail of the Tape, top 10 professional wrestlers. Number 10 for me is Terry Funk. Terry Funk has been wrestling for probably 85 years. I mean, he's been through every era of wrestling there is. The guy is a legend. He's probably the godfather of what's known as hardcore wrestling in the U.S. I mean, he's been around forever. For me, especially with Terry Funk, he was almost like, even in the era of 80s and big hair and flowing locks and this lavish, like Terry Funk was like the working man's wrestler. And not only is he a legend in the States, but he is like an uber legend in Japan as well. So he's definitely stood the test of time. Coop.
Great pick. So I went with number 10. My pick is Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret Hart, he was a former tag team champion multiple times, former intercontinental champion in the WWF/WWE multiple times, and a 5-time WWF champion, as well as I think he had a WCW title in there. He came along at a time when wrestling was transitioning from like the family entertainment era to the Attitude Era. He fought a lot of big name matches at the WrestleManias. The Iron Man match with Shawn Michaels is one. That one unbelievable match with Steve Austin. Right. A great champion and a guy who always fought very well. His career, unfortunately, I think ended. That move to WCW was a bad move, I think, for him.
The Montreal screw job.
Yeah, after the Montreal screw job too. So yeah.
Bret Hart, good pick. Definitely a legend. Definitely a legend. It's funny.
I don't know about Abe, but I don't know Alex's. I don't know Alex's pick.
Oh, he's a legend. Terry Funk is. The Double Cross Ranch from Amarillo, Texas.
From Amarillo, Texas. you know, it's funny. God, I'm almost afraid with this top 10 because I don't know. Not everybody's really a boxing fan or knows enough about boxing to kind of chime in.
To argue the point.
God, everybody has an opinion on wrestlers.
I'm gonna take some. Yeah, I'm gonna take
Can
some
you
crap
put
on
that
this
bracket
list.
one more time? I want to take a look at it. Oh, they did a nice job. I like that.
Yeah, go for good.
Are you guys actually going to try to instill the photo of the wrestler every week?
Yeah.
I like it. Nice touch. Coop, you got to get a better photo for that because Alex just looks badass, and you got like some corporate photo. You got to get him.
Yeah.
You should see if you could pull your Battle of the Bands. Just get that Battle of the Bands graphic or something there.
Send me a photo. We'll switch it up.
All right.
That's just too corporate.
All right, we could do that.
So how hard was it to do this? Since like really statistics is not really something you can really use as a barometer on this. I mean, what were you looking at for this? Are you entertainment value? I mean, what were you guys using as part of your rating system? Because the belts and stuff is all scripted stuff. So you can't I don't know if that was part of the equation or not.
But you reach a point in the belts were a part of it with me, but you have to reach a point in the promotion where you're capable of wearing the belt and carrying that belt out there, and you got to have the technical ability in the ring. I think, and you'll see a couple of names I left off. I'm probably going to take some heat on a couple of the names I left off, but I just thought they didn't fit either of that criteria.
Yeah, I mean, same thing for me, and probably the bigger category for me would have been relevance. Was this guy relevant and how long was he relevant? Like you said, you can't really, the belts play a part because, you got to kind of have that power to have the whatever federation wants you to be a champion. But it's a lot of personal preference for me. It's a lot of style, guys that could wrestle, but that looked good, that people enjoyed, that were relevant, that entertained, little different. It was a little easier for me than boxing, to be honest.
Oh yeah, boxing had to be probably very more technical and data.
Right, and you're spanning from the 1920s and 30s, and how do you fit those guys in? So, no, but this will be a fun one though. I'm sure people are yelling at us on the comments one way or the other. There's going to be no win with this.
There's going to be no win. I know. I think I'm going to get heat on my number 9 one. That's why. So.
Alan Rubin. My list would have been made up of which wrestler drew the most money.
Right. Alan Rubin has a.
That's like Alan. He judges everything on how he doesn't base anything on quality. It's always how well it does.
Oh, I mean,
Right.
So it could be the worst movie in the world, but if it got like $100 million, Alan Rubin would say it's the greatest movie.
Right.
Alan Rubin has really enveloped himself in the KMA Smoke Inn verse.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't know it was his birthday till today, actually, so I was a little behind. But I wished him a happy birthday. Please wish Alan Rubin a happy birthday.
I just want to take a moment for our viewers. If you're a member of Smoke Inn Social, go ahead in our social group, post your pick for number 10 wrestler, and please make sure you tag Alan Rubin in the post.
Absolutely, and make sure it's a guy. Makes a lot of money. Otherwise,
send me if you have that graphic, Alex. Send me that graphic. I'll post it up and let people see what their 10 pick is. I think that'd be a nice interactive thing our fans could do every week.
No, I think it's good too because I've actually been getting messages from fans over the past couple weeks when we announced this about, hey, these are my wrestlers and stuff. So I think this will be a great way. We can't get everyone obviously on the show, but it'd be a great way to kind of interact with them on that.
Jeff Walsh is dying to get on the show.
He is.
He's dying. He's dying to get on the show. He's very excited about this season too. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he makes me nervous.
And so is Daniel Lemus. Both of them. They're very excited about season 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, good stuff.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, Alex, anything on this fight night?
Sunday? This goofy Sunday fight?
That's what I meant, Sunday.
I mean, it just adds to the goofiness that it's on a Sunday night. But I don't know. I just hopefully Mayweather goes in there and makes an example out of him. I hope that he gets out of the business. Look, we all know Floyd's going to make a ton of money, and I get it. I get why he would do this fight. But my hope and dream is that he goes in there and pummels this guy, and then the statement is, look, you don't play boxing. So
and it's over. That's
right.
what I'm not gonna watch it, but I'm hoping that's the outcome.
Right. Well,
exactly.
We got Smoke Inn to pay for it, so I'll be watching it. If anybody's in the Boynton Beach area, we will be showing it on the jumbo screen.
I wasn't gonna say it. You just said it because now I'm curious. Is anybody planning on being here to put up that jumbo screen?
Yeah,
the one guy I know who knows how to do it's out sick.
Yeah, I've done it a couple times with it alone. I know Eugene knows how to do it. So
okay,
we'll get it up. We'll get it going.
All right.
It'll itching to come do something anyway. So
yeah,
if you need me, just call me. And
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that being said, it's time to end our KMA show in our traditional fashion with a Cigar Insane Asylum.
Welcome to the Cigar Asylum,
Did you know I'm utterly insane? We all go a little mad sometimes.
where logic and reason cease to exist.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and all our KMA crew out there, this week's Cigar Insane Asylum inductee was just protecting himself and his property. A Florida man, as we know most of our asylum stories start with, was accused of killing an iguana and is now facing charges of animal cruelty. PJ Ninjala Patterson was arrested after allegedly beating, dragging, and kicking a 3-foot iguana in Lake Worth, Florida. Man, this guy's around the corner.
Right.
Yeah.
The animal died as Palm Beach County Animal Care and Control was transporting it to be euthanized. Patterson is fighting the charges based on Florida's... Really? He's fighting the charges based on Florida's Stand Your Ground law. Florida's Stand Your Ground law states deadly force can be used if a person reasonably believes that using or threatening to use such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm. Patterson said he was moving the iguana from a hazardous environment. However, his motion was denied. Congratulations, Mr. Patterson. You are without a doubt this week's inductee in a Cigar Insane Asylum.
I have to share a story. I have an iguana story from one of our regulars and loyal Smoke Inn customers, local guy Castro. So something happens in Florida when it gets cold. The iguanas, I don't know, like go into this hibernative state or like freeze up, and they fall out of trees. They like literally, I don't know if they're something happens. Are you guys familiar with this or no?
They can freeze and come back to life.
Right.
They'll fall out of the tree.
They'll fall out of the trees. Yeah. So poor Castro, who just felt awful about, these couple of iguanas that he saw that fell out of the trees and he assumed were dead. And he then proceeded to go and bury the iguanas alive, thinking he was doing a nice thing for these poor dead iguanas. And in turn, he actually buried a couple of iguanas alive.
Wow.
Did they get out?
I don't know. But,
wow.
But that's the story.
Well,
That's
it's
a
funny
terrible story
because I even pointed them out yesterday when I was driving with my parents. If you come out of Boynton Beach and you go west, there's like a 2-mile, a mile at least long, lake or inner waterway system.
I know exactly where you're talking about.
By the brush of huge bushes, right? And during the summer, I'm telling you, because I've walked that path, you will see the grass shimmer as you're walking up. And that shimmer is literally the heads of hundreds. Yesterday, we saw about maybe 10 of them. Their green heads just pop out of the grass. But what they do is they come out of the water, they come out of the shrubs, and the sun bakes right there. And they all just sit there absorbing the sun. And as long as nothing's going around, the cars driving by don't bother them. They will just sit there. But the second somebody starts walking up, that's when you see the grass start shimmering because their heads start out. And then you will see this mass exodus of 100 iguanas just scurrying back into the shrub and waters. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing to see. So what do you guys got going on this weekend? Anything?
Driving?
No, not much for me. I mean, I'll be here tomorrow night for the fight, but otherwise, kind of a relaxed weekend. I think I'm going to get some dinner tonight with the Good Doctor. Actually, we're going to go hit up Kapow with the lights.
Nice. It's one of our favorite places. Doc from here?
Yeah.
Oh, no, nice. Good. I'm going to the fight's tomorrow night, right?
Tomorrow night, yeah.
All right, perfect, because our kids got recitals, and after that, I'll bring the old man. We'll head down here and watch the fight afterwards. How about you, Coop?
Your dad's in town?
Mom and Dad are in town, yes. They saw us in Vegas, but they wanted to see the grandkids, so they came to hang out with the grandkids a little bit. What do you got going on, Coop?
Oh, we just got back home, so it's going to be a very easy weekend around the house, kind of unpacking some stuff and just catching up on some stuff around here. So, very key this week after 2 active weeks.
All right. Well, we won't even ask Paul because I don't want to get depressed. So that being said, we hope everybody had a great KMA show with us today. It was a very interesting and very fun show for us. Big thanks to Vic Dibitetto one more time. Thank you for coming on. We hope we entertained you, we made you laugh, and that you had a great show. Next week on KMA Talk Radio, first timer, love when we have a first timer, Benjamin Holt of Dissident Cigars. Should be an interesting show. Have you had him on your show, Coop?
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's an interesting guy. Got some really good cigars. So yeah, he's been on.
Great. So
Coop actually helped me find this guest. So he told me he'll be a great
I should just start sending your check to Coop every week. Anyways, I hope you had a great show. We will see you guys next week. Keep it lit.
Keep it lit.